And they're off. Racing for the opener on Qipco British Champions Day, and Trawlerman bounces out boldly on the inside running rail to lead fractionally early from Saratoga the Grey. Qareem on the outside, and then Stay True and Sweet William at the back of the field, usually held up in his races as they pass the enclosures in this Qipco British Champions Long Distance Cup, the first of 5 Group 1 races on the card today. And the Gold Cup winner and past winner of this race, Trawlerman, with a narrow lead over Qareem, who recently won his 3rd Cumberland Lodge Stakes on this course, loves Ascot. Back in 3rd is Saratoga, and then Stay True, and 2.5 lengths to Sweet William. Approaching the 1.5 mile point from the finish and beginning the run downhill, the long run downhill towards Swinley Bottom, and Qareem now takes over and gallops into a 2.5 length lead over Trawlerman, followed by Saratoga and Stay True, the 2 Coolmore runners, stride for stride, and Sweet William still held up by Robert Havlin at the rear of the field. So on the descent now, and approaching the final 1.25 miles, Qareem and Clifford Lee from William Buick aboard the favourite Trawlerman. Stay True and Christophe Soumillon on the inside of Saratoga and Wayne Lawton, and finally Sweet William and Robert Havlin. Very soon they'll be swinging right-handed at the bottom end of the racecourse, and they're just about to pass the mile marker. Qareem from Trawlerman in 2nd. Saratoga on the outside. Up the rails, Stay True, the St Leger 3rd, and Sweet William last of the 5. About to climb out of Swinley Bottom, approaching the final 7 furlongs, and it's pretty much uphill from here on in. And Qareem, who is a relentless galloper, goes on by about 2.5 lengths to Trawlerman in 2nd. In 3rd is Stay True. On the outside is Saratoga, and then Sweet William. Trawlerman now within a length of Qareem as they pass the 6 and race on towards the 5. Qareem by only a half length now to Trawlerman, who's now ranging alongside the leader. Behind them, Stay True is just pushed along, Saratoga on his outside, and finally Sweet William. So it's all set fair as they head to the final turn, and Clifford Lee now driving Qareem along. He is a horse that finds plenty, but Trawlerman at this stage going much better as they run into the turn. Trawlerman on the outside of Qareem. Stay True in 3rd now. Sweet William making quite stealthy headway, and finally Saratoga, and William Buick now kicks for the judge on Trawlerman, turning into the home straight, and he's gone 3-4 lengths clear of Qareem. Sweet William giving chase on the outside. Stay True not making any further impression inside the final 2, and it's Trawlerman who is clear of old rival Sweet William, who is closing a little bit, running down to the final furlong. Trawlerman by 3 lengths is diminishing. Sweet William is trying hard in 2nd place. Trawlerman needs the line now. Sweet William getting closer within 2 lengths. It's still Trawlerman from his 2nd, Sweet William, but Trawlerman is tremendous, and he wins the Long Distance Cup for the 2nd time, holding on from stable companion Sweet William in 2nd, Qareem 3rd, Stay True, and Saratoga.
An absolutely brilliant time. I was just telling John what the time was and what that indicated about the ground, and you were saying what a pleasure it is to have Champions Day on this kind of ground. Yeah,
it's a long day. I think the first one, when Frankel won, it was like this, but it's been a long wait. It's beautiful ground for everybody, and 2 great old stayers there. They're part of the family.
You must be really delighted with how they've both run. Yeah,
they've run super races, and I thought in the end Sweet William might get him. So we'll put him away now and get a run in before next year's Gold Cup. Come back hopefully to Ascot again.
And Sweet William's presence here, because he was thriving, is the gaining ground in the Trainers' Championship as much as you can in your mind?
Do you know, that's sort of incidental, to be quite honest. We've been lucky enough to win it 6 times. It's there, but it's not something you think. You're focusing on the horses now. We're focusing on the fact that we've got 2 difficult draws, one in the QE2 and one in the Champion. Probably that's the one thing I'm focused on more than anything else. They're not easy draws.
And you're relying on Devil's Advocate to make a good pace for them. But
yes, but as long as we're not forced too wide all the way, you know, and we've got horses inside us, you know, it's difficult. And then I think for Colin Keane, it's not easy on Field of Gold because all the pace is over on the right and he's trying to get covered and he's going to come out and he's on horses that are hold-up horses. So we have the draw. As soon as it came out, I thought, whoa, now we got issues.
Well, it's never easy. At least you started well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gosden 1-2 in the Group 1 Long Distance Cup, the rest nowhere. The stable companions, they didn't quite duke it out because Trawlerman was always holding Sweet William, but they have both run stormers here to cap fine seasons. And Trawlerman, who is now 7 years old, has a clean sweep. Henry II Gold Cup, Lonsdale, and now this. He's been sparingly but beautifully campaigned. He's been well ridden again by William Buick. Another victory for him on Champions Day, and another victory in this race for the Gosdens, who took it with this horse in 2023, with Stradivarius in 2018, with Flying Officer in 2015. And once Qareem cracked, it was Trawlerman's who was left to make his way home. But you do fancy that Sweet William could have made it a bit closer.
Well, he was waited with for a long time, wasn't he? William Buick struck quite early on Trawlerman. Qareem caved in a good way from home in a field of this quality over 2 miles. But it's the right result and the right winner, I think, of the Champions Long Distance Cup, Nick, for the work, the body of work that Trawlerman has put in over the course of the season. He's not an easy horse to pass. He keeps grinding, keeps galloping, and he's a really game, genuine horse who's in career best form this season. And
right. The time, this is really important. 3:22.29 seconds. Now, the fastest time in this race run on the outer track, the conventional track, was in the first year when the ground was decent, 3:26.50. They've taken 4 seconds off that. It does suggest the ground's going to be on the quick side.
Yeah, it is quick ground, I think, and they've got a good swinging, honest gallop. Qareem said he stalled out early. He wanted to go and make the running. Buick was happy to on Trawlerman, but Qareem came and passed him after a couple of furlongs, set a good swinging tempo to the race, and that's what makes me think really that we've got the right result. I know that Sweet William has closed in, but he's a horse that takes a bit of time to gather his stride, get going. He's a very strong stayer, Sweet William, and ultimately I do feel like the best horse has won.
Yeah, some suggesting that time is borderline good to firm, if not quicker than that.
Yeah, that is.
We are looking at fast ground today.
Yeah, obviously you'd expect, given the conditions that we've got for the times today, to be much quicker than usually the case on Champions Day. But obviously that is a significant drop from the previous record.
Well, nothing to complain about there. Lydia is with the winning trainer, a 1-2. Brilliant performance from Trawlerman, and Lydia in a brilliant time.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.